These are what I call the 10 warning signs that a real estate agent is facing failure. So the reason I'm sharing these with you in today's video is my hope is that if I bring your attention and I bring your awareness to these 10 things, that you can leave this video and be honest with yourself to say, okay, that sounds like me. Brandon, I'm guilty of those things. That's me. I can bring your attention to it. You can start avoiding those things, correct the direction that you're headed towards, and start making better decisions. So let's jump into it. Number one, no business plan. So the real estate agents that I've seen that operate without a business plan tend to fail a lot more than agents that have a written, structured, strategic blueprint, a step-by-step plan on how they're going to achieve the goals that they've set. Warning sign number 2 I wrote, no schedule. Okay, it's amazing to me how many real estate agents are operating with no schedule. They just wake up and they wing it. They kind of do what they feel like when they feel like, and there's no structure in place. There's no time blocking in place to say, okay, here's where I'm going to structure my time around lead generation. Here's where I'm going to structure my time around lead follow-up, appointments, administrative time, presenting offers. It's just a complete free-for-all. And then we want to complain around, oh, well, we don't have time. Or, I'm always being distracted. Those are the type of agents that I'm talking about, that if you think about this and you're honest with yourself, is do you operate from a schedule or do you just wing every day? And I always say this to agents that I coach. I say, your income is absolutely a direct reflection to your daily schedule. Warning sign number 3, no value proposition. The question I'm going to ask you to consider after watching this video, do you have a compelling reason why a seller would hire you over your competitors? If their answer is no, you have to say, okay, how do I create a value proposition that's so compelling, so convincing that sellers can't say no, that sellers can't resist? Well, agents that are headed towards failure, what I see most often is they have no value proposition. Number 4, they don't spend at least 2 hours per day in lead generation. This is another warning sign that you or an agent that doesn't spend at least 2 hours every day, at least 5 days a week in lead generation is headed towards failure. You have to prioritize lead generation over everything else. As you know, without leads, you have no business. All right, let's keep moving forward. Number 5, they don't role play. They don't practice their scripts and their presentation. So lead generation, although important, when you have an opportunity to have a conversation with a prospect, you have an opportunity to go interview to list a property. If you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, you don't know what to bring, you have no skills, why would the seller hire you? Well, the answer is they're not. They're going to hire your competition. Agents that are headed towards failure don't prioritize practice and role play. They say to themselves, oh, that's crap. I don't need to spend time practicing my skills, Brandon. I'll just practice on my prospect. Well, if you keep behaving that way, you're going to keep getting poor results. It's just a matter of time before you fail out of the business. Number 6, don't communicate with their database. They just don't understand that their long-term success will be based on their ability to not only communicate with the people in their database, but to add people to the database, to communicate in a way that allows them to stay top of mind. So the people they know, the people they trust, like, respect in the community are constantly doing business with them and constantly referring them to people that they know. Agents that are headed towards failure don't communicate with their database. They have no database. They put no effort into creating a database. So you got to ask yourself, Are you prioritizing your database? Number 7 on the list, they have no financial plan. They get a $10,000 commission check. They think all $10,000 is theirs to spend. They're not planning for taxes. They're not planning for retirement. They're not investing the money. They're not investing in themselves. They're not investing in their business. They blow the money. They're constantly in financial problems. You know the agents I'm talking about. Maybe you even struggle with this, but if that's you now, put a plan in place. Go meet with a CPA. Go meet with a financial planner and put a plan into place. Number 8 on the list is creative avoidance. Agents that are headed towards failure are spending too much time on things that are not revenue generating and tricking themselves that they're being productive, spending hours and hours on their website, spending hours on the perfect business card, the perfect logo. All that stuff, yeah, you can argue it's important, but it shouldn't take priority over lead generation. Shouldn't take priority over revenue generating activities in your business, but agents that are headed towards failure. This is another warning sign. If you're spending time in the creative side of our business and you're prioritizing that over lead generation, it's a matter of time before you're out of this business. Number 9 on the list, they just can't stay consistent with what you ask, with anything. They can't stay consistent with lead generation. They can't stay consistent following a schedule. They can't stay consistent posting videos on social media. They can't stay consistent with any tactic or strategy. They can't stay consistent at a company. They keep bouncing from one company to the next. They can't stay consistent with anything. And so the agents that just can't stay consistent with anything, they're just buying their time until it won't be before long that they find themselves going broke and out of this amazing business. And then number 10, they have no accountability. We talked about the fact that this business can be very lonely. You're self-employed, nobody's checking in on you, nobody's checking up on you, whether you do the work or not, nobody cares. And so if you don't have high levels of accountability, you don't have a mentor, you don't have a coach, somebody holding you accountable, okay, the chances of you putting in the actual work, it's very, very unlikely. It's very unlikely that you're at your home or at your office by yourself making the dials, making the calls, putting in the work. It's very, very unlikely.